Hey guys, this is Ostadi and welcome back to Comic Space, and I think our today's update has to be one of the major updates that we have got in the recent time, and in the recent time there's a lot of stuff going out there. So today we are of course talking about the Avengers films and the grand conclusion that we are all headed towards, and that is Secret Wars. And again, I think one of the major things to talk about this film, and I think this whole new lineup of the Avengers, and of course with the RDJ's Doctor Doom coming in, with everything going on, we also need to talk about the character dynamics, especially with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and Sam Wilson truly becoming Captain America, with Captain Marvel and even Scarlet Witch returning, and she might be even siding with Doctor Doom as well, because today's update isn't quite a major one, and we are talking about a bunch of few things and try to connect into a whole picture of what that dynamics is going to look like with us going into Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So I think one of the major things to talk about that we have got from the rumor mill, that they're for sure going to be interacting, and their relation is also going to be very important, talking about Reed and Doom, but more so ever, Peter's and Doom's relation is going to be a lot more important as well. And I think it is also one of the first thing that we kind of saw right away, and again it is quite fun to speculate how that dynamic is going to be working out, and especially given the fact that this Doctor Doom have the same face as our Tony Stark, which again I think has to be one of the first and major things. But another thing to talk about, that another major update that we have got in from the rumor mill in this past week, and we have a bunch of updates coming from a lot of sources, even talking about Daniel RPK, My Time to Shine Hello, and a lot of sources that we like to give a lot more reverence just than an anonymous scoopster or in source that we don't cover frequently on the channel, but actually like to give a lot more reverence to these sources. And as it looks like as the days goes, Spider-Man 4 is becoming a lot more multiversal story than initially what everyone I think speculated, and that was a much more of a grounded street level story, probably even with the addition of Kingpin and Daredevil. And I'm not saying that is not going to happen, it may not happen, or it doesn't happen in the way that we initially thought, because again Spider-Man 4 looks to be another multiversal project, and quite a major one. Again, as the schedule stands right now, they are trying to release the Spider-Man 4 sometime in July of 2026, which means Spider-Man 4 will be coming out after the events of Avengers Doomsday. And again, that creates an extremely interesting scenario of how everything is going to work in terms of the storyline, in terms of the canon. And again, I think the simple solve to that is that Spider-Man 4 isn't prequel to whatever happens in Avengers Doomsday. But anyhow, we know that Spider-Man is going to be part of Avengers Doomsday, and he's actually going to be one of the major characters, 100%, and he's going to have such a major arc. So again, if Spider-Man 4 does takes place after the events of Doomsday, it also looks like that Doctor Doom, RDJ's Doctor Doom, might even appear in Spider-Man 4 as well, because that's how the rumors are going right now, and it makes sense, especially how they are planning that slate. And again, another project that we need to talk about, and that is Doctor Strange 3, another major multiversal project for sure, that Marvel is for sure making some serious progress on that as well. So when we head into this last leg of the multiverse saga, it is going to be Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, looks to be Doctor Strange 3. I'm hoping that it is indeed Doctor Strange 3, and then straight into Avengers Secret Wars. So all of these 4 projects that I just named. So again, I think it makes sense if Marvel Studios is planning to do the multiverse saga and to conclude the multiverse saga this way, and overlay the whole Secret Wars storyline throughout these 4 projects, just not Doomsday, just not Secret Wars, but go full on with Spider-Man 4 within another multiverse story, and Doctor Strange 3 of course. We are talking about the character dynamics, we are talking about Spider-Man and Doctor Doom, we are talking about Peter and Tony much more than we are talking about Doom and Spider-Man, because again that is going to be one of the interesting things. And again, I'm pretty sure Marvel will be capitalizing on that, because that is one of the story that is literally in front of you. And another thing that I mentioned in the beginning of the video is the character dynamics, but I also mentioned the Scarlet Witch return. By the way, in the recent time we have talked our Scarlet Witch return in a major way. We have talked about a lot of times. We have talked about that solo Scarlet Witch film a lot of times. And again, it doesn't necessarily, her return has to be in her solo film. And again, it's Secret Wars, and you really would like to have Scarlet Witch in your film, and with Elizabeth Olsen returning to that role. Anyhow, could be in variant, could be in completely different version of Wanda. Like we have seen the Supreme Strange in the What If series, we can probably see a lot of that in terms of the power sets and how Wanda is going to be carrying her throughout the story, and given the fact that she might even be siding with Doctor Doom. And again, this is another topic that we have discussed, that Doctor Doom could not be coming alone. He could have his own set of Avengers, set of Dark Avengers if you want to call, or whatever that team main name be getting called. Because even in the comics, Doctor Doom did have a villain version of Doctor Strange by him, and another version of Sue Storm by him, to obviously build his own new battle world and to help him rule it. So again, I think it is just quite a dynamic that has been setting up with, obviously, I think the Peter Parker and Doctor Doom and all of that interaction, Reed Richards and Doctor Doom, and everything that is going to happen when all of these worlds and all of the multiverse is going to converge at this one point, with the battle world, with Secret Wars, and everything that is going to be happening. And even with Thor and Deadpool, whatever that they have been set up with Deadpool and Wolverine. So again, it is going to be quite interesting what is going to happen on that front, with a lot of characters returning, with a lot of new faces, and with some old faces returning to their iconic roles as well. So all in all, it is going to be very interesting with what is going to happen with Doomsday, with Secret Wars, and everything that comes with it. So again, I think it is time for me to see you guys off on this one. I'm so glad that you guys got the time to hear me out. Thanks for listening to me. This is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.